My question is like this. The reason in this world, we're in this world, we need to learn Torah. That's our purpose.
Okay.
And the purpose of learning Torah is to get close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the Gashmi, to be Ruchani in the Gashmi.
Right?
So my question is, if all we're learning is to be Ruchani in the Gashmi,
Yeah.
why do we need to learn Gashmi when we're in Gan Eden? Why do we need to learn Torah in Gan Eden?
Chazak u'baruch. Fantastic question.
Because that's...
Fantastic question. So the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat says, I believe it's 108a, says that when Moshe Rabbeinu came to Mount Sinai, his body stayed here, his neshama went up there. The Malachim said, what is the son of a woman doing among us? Spiritual beings. Moshe Rabbeinu says, I'm here to collect the Torah. I'm here to get the Torah. Malachim says, you're going to get the Torah, you're going to get the Torah, you don't know, you're going to sin. Moshe Rabbeinu got scared of these angels, didn't say nothing. Hashem said, answer them, answer them. Moshe Rabbeinu says, they're going to burn me, these angels, they're huge. He says, hold on to my kisei kavod, don't worry, I got you, answer them. So Moshe Rabbeinu has a famous debate with the Malachim. And he says to them, it says in the Torah that you have to honor your father and your mother. You angels have father and mother? No. It says in the Torah you have to eat kosher. You guys eat, your angels. You eat? No. It says in the Torah don't steal. You guys have the ability to steal? No. Meaning it says a lot of things in the Torah that you angels cannot fulfill anyway, which means obviously it was written for us humans. Kadosh Baruch Hu created the Gashmiut in order for us to sanctify it, like you said. So then HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Chazak u'baruch, here's the Torah. Then the Malach HaMavet, the Gemara says, goes over there and says, wait, where's the Torah? Where's the Torah? Says, Hashem says, I gave it to Moshe Rabbeinu. Malach HaMavet comes to Moshe Rabbeinu, he goes, you have the Torah? He goes, no, I don't have the Torah. I don't have the Torah. So Hashem says to Moshe, wait a minute, you're lying, Moshe, what are you talking about? I just gave you the Torah. He goes, Hashem, who am I to really get the Torah? I have the essence of the Torah, not the whole Torah. The whole Torah it's still over there. It's still in Shemayim. Why? The whole Torah cannot be fulfilled by human beings. We have the essence of the Torah. The essence of the Torah, that's what we have. You have the Halachot, you have the Chumash, the Tanakh, and so on and so forth. This is the essence of the Torah. This is the Torah that's applicable for this world. The real Torah, the whole Torah, that's something that's in the spiritual world. And that's what we learn in Shemayim. Yes. The real Torah is not here. We have the essence of the Torah. But the essence of the Torah is endless. How big is it? They asked Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkinos, the rabbi of Rabbi Akiva, how much Torah do you know, Rabbi? And he says to them, if you take all of the water from the ocean, 72% of the world is water. Take all of that water and let's say it all becomes ink. And all of the trees that are on the land and turn them into pens to use that ink. And all of the land, the other 28%, turns into paper. That amount of ink, those amount of pens, and that amount of paper is not enough to write the Torah that I know. Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkinos says. That's how much Torah I know. And he says in the Torah that I know is not even a lick. Not even a lick that a dog licks in a river. Meaning when a dog wants to go drink, he goes to a river, he takes a lick. Now after he takes a lick, does the river change? Nothing changes. Because the Torah that I know is nothing in comparison to the Torah that my rabbis know. His rabbi was Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai. That was his rabbi. He goes, Torah that I know, that I just give you that example, that analogy, is nothing. It's not even a lick in a river in comparison to what Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai knows. Meaning that even the essence of the Torah is enormous. To such an extent when a reporter wrote an article about Rabbi Ovadia alav Shalom. He wrote an article about him. Rabbi Ovadia at that time was already in his 80s. And this reporter never met Rabbi Ovadia. And he wrote a nasty article about him, saying, why does anybody listen to this old man? He's just old, probably forgetful. Why does everybody even listen to him? So even though Rabbi Ovadia never usually paid attention to these reporters, a lot of them are Reshaim, he saw this article and he says, invite him to my house. So they invited this reporter to the house. He says to him, you know me? He goes, no. He goes, but you wrote an article about things you said that I have a bad memory. Did I ever forget something about you or anybody that you know? He goes, no. He goes, so what made you assume that I'm forgetful? He goes, Kvod Harav, listen, you're Kol HaKavod, but you're 84 years old. 84 years old. We just look at the way the world works. Most people at 60 already start losing their mind, and at 70 they regret they're even born sometimes. So 84 years old, Chazaku Baruch that you're alive and well, but your memory's probably not what it was when you were 25. And he says, let's test it. Let's test it. He goes, how can we do it? He goes, you see these books? He says, yeah, there's a library. He goes, there's 60,000 books here. 60,000 books. 60,000 books is bigger than libraries. He says, pick any book you want, open it, tell me the title of the book, open the book anywhere you want. Anywhere you want, read the first word. That's it. And tell me the author's name. Author's name, name of the book, open the book, first word. That's it. The guy thought it was a trick. He's like, what do you mean? There's 60,000 books. Even if you have a great memory, if you know 2 books by heart, that's already Chazaku Baruch. How many books does anybody here know by heart? 1 book. No, 1 book you know by heart. 1 page you know by heart. I wrote the page and I don't remember it by heart. I wrote the article, I don't remember it by heart. You tell me you remember 60,000 books? So this guy, this reporter, took on the task. He said, you know what? It's a good report. I can confirm my beliefs. He goes, climbs a ladder, goes to the back, reaches for one of the books that has dust on it, which means that it hasn't been read in a really long time, that even if he remembered it from years ago, still he hasn't gone over it in years. Gets a nice dusty one, says the name, says the author, opens the book somewhere that he wants, reads the first word, and Rabbi Ovadia repeats the rest of the book by heart. Now the guy got the shock of his life. He says, no, something's wrong. He went and got another book. Same thing happened. Get another book. Same thing happened. Another book. Same thing happened. After that, he wrote another article saying, not only was I wrong about the memory of Rav Ovadia, but the memory that he has is not human. He's not a human being. He's not one of us. You cannot count him as one of the human beings. Cannot be the same species. Somebody to know that much by heart, somebody to know that much Torah, so much anything, it's not a human being. Which means that when you see what kind of Chachamim Am Yisrael has, when you actually learn about the Chachamim, you're so enamored by them that forget about the miracle stories that people say, or even the story that I just told you now. You think about these people were truly geniuses, that regardless of what they would have gone into, they would have been the best at it. Yet they decided every day, wake up in the morning, put on tefillin after Modeh Ani Lefanecha, go to the Bet Midrash, open a book, and sit there all day, all night reading the book. Out of all the things in the world they could have done, that's what they chose to do for 80, 90, 100 years. What, they're all crazy? They're all bored? They all have nothing else to do? Meaning that if you start looking at the whole, just logically, the fact that there's 100,000 Avrichim in Eretz Yisrael right now learning Torah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense if it's not spiritual. You wake up every day, people woke up every day, first thing they worry about is how I'm going to make money today. Then it's like, okay, I'm going to eat first. I'm going to get some coffee. Coffee, eat, then I'm going to make money. Then you turn on CNBC. Then you turn off CNBC because the stock market's down. Then you go to work, and then you curse your work that you can't believe you have this job. And you have regular worries. These guys, they wake up, and they learn Gemara all day, all night. They learn Shulchan Aruch all day, all night. Why? Obviously, you see that these people are not unique. They're just like you and me. Only difference is they made a different choice where they want to work on their neshama. And they get a much, much greater physical and spiritual pleasure from reading that book day and night than we could ever get from mundane things. It's just that it's not something that's normal, meaning that if you read regular books, regular scholars, they're also smart. Some of them also knows things by heart. They open a book, they can read a book all day and night, but still remain the same animal they began. It doesn't change their character. Aristotle, there's a famous story where he would hide every time he would eat. He'd hide. One time his students saw him eat, and they were shocked to see that Aristotle, this is one of the smartest people that ever lived. They saw that when he eats like a dog. No forks, no knives, he eats like a dog, like his face in the bowl. Comes out, all the food is all over his hair, his beard, everywhere. Students were disgusted by their teacher, their master. It's like, master, what is that? There's a meeting. What do you want? Like, he didn't feel anything wrong with it. He goes, what? What do you want? He goes, why do you eat like that? Why don't you eat like other people? He goes, when I eat, I'm not Aristotle. Meaning that all of the ethical rules that he taught and thought about and the ideas that he had didn't change his nature. He was an animal, he stayed an animal. With Torah, on the other hand, if you apply what it says in the Torah, it'll change your nature. It'll give you a physical and a spiritual pleasure like no other. Only thing is that you have to do it in order to really understand it. Most people have heard stories about it, but very few people actually follow through. If you follow through, you put your head down, you start learning Torah seriously, you'll feel a pleasure that's like no other. Your life will change in general. So it's not just necessarily from that ultimate Torah that we'll see in Gan Eden, it's from the Torah that we have now, the essence of Torah that we have now. That you can get from that also.